Daniel Penny and his lawyers raising a toast to his freedom just moments after a jury in Manhattan found the Marine veteran not guilty of criminally negligent homicide in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a crowded subway. The verdict causing the courtroom to erupt in claps from Penny's defense, as well as threats on Penny's life from Black Lives Matter leaders who just days ago promised riots if Penny was acquitted.
Everybody else has vigilantes. We need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
The only crime that Jordan Neely was guilty of was the color of his skin. These wonderful white people, I hope they celebrate their Christmas while the Neely family is praying and asking God for comfort. Them and America.
Judge Jeanine Pirro is going to get a major exclusive. She'll be sitting down with Daniel Penny for his first interview since the not guilty verdict, and I cannot wait to see that. You can catch the first look right here. That'll be on the 5 tomorrow, and then the full interview streams on Wednesday on Fox Nation. Judge Jeanine, I'm so glad you're going to get this chance to talk to him, and you've been at the trial. You know the lawyers involved. You've followed every step of this. I think this is a result that many of us thought should be the case, but as of Friday, it was definitely not a sure thing.
You're right, Dana. I think Friday when they said that they were hung on the Man 2 top count, but that they would be coming back on the crim neg, we were all concerned that it might be a compromised crim neg guilty verdict. The truth is that as you analyze this, the justification that they clearly had a problem with on the Man 2, which is why they hung, they had the same problem, and it's the same justification issue in the crim neg homicide. So without getting into weeds, they finally, all of them decided that he was justified. And it was a good day for New York. It's a good day for America because people, you know, like Hawk Newsom can come out and say, you know, we need black vigilantes, you know, people shouldn't be killed for yelling. I mean, they don't know the facts or they're hiding the facts. I mean, this is a guy who had 42 arrests in a 7-year period. It was on a list of the top 50 homeless, mentally ill people who needed his help in New York, in a city of 8 million. And he had open warrants for assaulting women on the subway. He fractured an 68-year-old woman's orbital bone. Bottom line is this: Good Samaritans can act now to protect themselves and others. And I think that across the country, Americans feel that we're back to law and order. Because as a result of defund the police movement, we don't have the police officers in the subway or in places where we need them. And we've got to have people like Daniel Penny who will stand up for the rest of us. Daniel Penny, who for the last year and a half went through hell. He faced imprisonment by, as far as I'm concerned, a corrupt political prosecutor, a medical examiner who wouldn't even wait for the test results. I wouldn't tolerate that as my medical examiner when I was DA. Just said, we don't care how much drugs he had in him. This is a strangulation without all the attendant injuries that I won't waste your time with here. Daniel Penny, however, does face civil charges going forward. But tomorrow and today, when I spoke to his lawyers and to him, you know, they are trying to celebrate and kind of take in the fact that the justice system worked for them.
And his life, he's 27 years old.
26, just 26. Turned 26.
So his life has really been on hold ever since he stepped in, Harold. How do you rate this result?
Well, first, good to be with everybody. Today was a day in which our justice system delivered a verdict. It was a verdict that I wanted. I did not want to see Daniel Penny convicted of even what was dismissed by the judge, which was a curious decision by the judge. I would agree, the judge in this case, I would agree with Judge Jeanine. I think one of the focuses today, and I think Mayor Adams said it well a day or two ago, or maybe a few days ago now, when he said, you know, we've got to figure out how we deal with the mentally ill in our community and in our country. I think those who are protesting today have every right to. I disagree with them. I don't think this was a racial issue at all. I think people are too quick to see race when race is the only thing staring you in the face, and you don't think about the issues. I think had Jordan Neely been white, and obviously Daniel Penny is white, it's unclear to me that any of those people would be out there complaining today. They would be consistent if they believe that mentally ill people are being discriminated against, and perhaps they are. And what we need to do is figure out ways in which to have a smarter coordination of resources and efforts to try to be helpful, and to perhaps spend more resources if we have to. But I am an American and a New Yorker who is pleased that Daniel Penny is walking free today.
There almost seems, Jesse, to be a little bit of frustration from some in the media that there aren't more riots and angst over this verdict.
There used to be, years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, we would expect riots. Those days are long gone, hopefully. Finally, this guy, Alvin Bragg, can stop wasting our time and money. The one case, the political case, got tossed by a judge, and now this social justice case just got tossed by a jury. In both cases, he made up crimes. Daniel Penny was defending the public, and Donald Trump was defending his reputation. Thank God. Now, I think Donald Trump is probably going to find a good way to commemorate Penny. Maybe we'll see him walk out at the next UFC fight. Maybe he'll put him in the cabinet. I don't know. But this is the type of situation where you're going to see these two guys together very soon. Huge defeat for Soros for funding people like this. Huge defeat for these social justice prosecutions, for BLM. No one's rallying to their side. No one's going to riot for this. And just a great victory, as Judge Jeanine mentioned, for New York, for the criminal justice system here in New York, which has gotten battered, for America, for common sense. You can almost, when this thing hit, you're like, we're getting back to what made this country great. Things like this. And for a while, it wasn't like this, and now we're getting back. And I hate to say, you know how much I hate judges and how much I hate lawyers. But Judge Jeanine, this defense attorney, did an amazing job.
Two of them.
Two of these guys did an amazing job. And I never say this, but well done. Well done.
Tom Caniff and Steve Razor.
Before I ask Brian a final question, Judge, will any of the jurors do media interviews, or you don't know? I mean, it's possible.
I don't know, but they certainly can do that if they want to. And I just want to add one thing, Dana, and it'll only take a second here. You remember some of the people holding Jordan Neely down were African-American and Hispanic. Some of the people on the jury were African-American and Hispanic. This isn't about race.
No, this is about the subway. You take the subway or the train, you know what it's like out there in the streets.
4 or 5 days. I'm always on the subway. A lot of times there's antics going on, and a lot of times it's crazy white people, too. And you just sit there and say, I can't wait for my stop. It's only 2 stops, more than that later. But I will say this. This is a time, if you really want to help, we're getting to know some Democrats who have had it. Robert Holden, Democrat from Ohio, from Queens, who stood up and said, New York has got to straighten out. We've got to get rid of these illegal immigrants. We've got to start cracking down on crime. And Richie Torres, he wants to either be mayor or governor in New York. If you would take the next step and say, I call on the governor to remove Alvin Bragg. I know he was elected to office, but he's been an embarrassment. He's wasting tons of money. Yeah. He's destroying the reputation of New York City. If you want to, you said crime can't be helped in many cases, but it can be enforced and it can be stopped when it is enforced. And we're not seeing that. I think people are fed up. And I believe this is the beginning of the end of the woke DAs. Elon Musk is going to put some money into it, like George Soros did before. We're going to run some real candidates. Democrats or Republicans, doesn't matter. Just enforce the law and be tough on crime. First it was Democrats had to shake the defund the police. Cori Bush started it. They had to shake it. Then they have the woke DAs. There's Tessa Bodine, and then you get the guy Gascon in L.A. Kim Fox is now history. And now this guy should be next. If Democrats want to rehab in 2 years, beginning to take America's trust back, get rid of this guy.
All right, thank you all for that wonderful A block. We continue. Don't miss tomorrow. Judge Jeanine will sit down with Daniel Penny for an exclusive interview. The first look will be right here on the 5, and then the full interview Wednesday on Fox Nation.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.